Ladies and gentlemen, now today we're going to have a bit of a chat about the conclusion to one of the most avoidable fiascos that we've ever had in Marvel Contest of Champions, which is the She-Hulk Heavy Attack Nerf Saga. Now, yesterday evening, the Marvel Contest of Champions team posted on the forums talking about that they recently announced a fix going live with the 24.2 game update related to an issue with She-Hulk that allowed her to combo into a heavy attack. This was known by the players for about 3 months and added so much more value to She-Hulk as you could play the character without having to parry, and this is great for so many matchups such as Labyrinth of Legends Juggernaut, the champion, but really you could use it in every single matchup, so it's just so insanely valuable. So they appreciate everyone's feedback around this issue, as it has sparked a number of internal conversations about this change and helped us to evaluate the impact of this fix. We understand your concerns around the timing of this update. Given She-Hulk's current popularity in game, we apologise for the frustration caused by the initial announcement of the fix and suddenness by which it seemed to come about. So first off, they do acknowledge that this is a bigger issue than they initially anticipated and not something that they can just kind of sweep under the rug like it seemed like they were initially trying to do in the patch notes there. So I'm glad for that first line, man. I'm glad that they actually have realized that this is a bigger issue and not kind of a very minor thing for the character, because it does fundamentally change a lot of the value of She-Hulk in a lot of different endgame matchups and scenarios. They then go on to say the ability to chain on a combo into a heavy attack is not intended for all champions unless otherwise stated. For example, with Wasp, She-Hulk's abilities to slow and taunt in conjunction with this unintended mechanic were more powerful than intended, then it had potential to keep a defender in the corner and turn off potential counterplay from the defender, which, you know, playing devil's advocate, you can understand why this ability was so popular, it was so powerful, and you can see why maybe they wanted to take it away. Obviously, like, I'm not super happy about it, man, because I've got 2 She-Hulks on my free-to-play account, and this is going to lower the value of them quite substantially. So yeah, I'm definitely not chuffed, man, but I know I'm certainly not the only one out there. But you can also see why they've made this change as well, as annoying as it is. But following that, they do acknowledge that a lot of people in the community ranked up She-Hulk for this mechanic, and that was one of the core reasons that they decided to take her up in comparison to other champions. So they are going to be issuing She-Hulk specific rank down tickets. Now, I must say that I have seen a lot of times where Kabam have just kind of swept an issue under the rug, and I was very convinced making my video the other day that they were just going to do exactly the same thing in this one. However, I'm very pleased to see that they're actually taking a level of responsibility this time and issuing She-Hulk specific rank down tickets. So for that, I'm going to give them a bit of credit. I like that they've acknowledged the issue. I like that they're doing something to act as a form of compensation by providing She-Hulk specific rank down tickets. Again, I don't really think this is a full cover, because there are also people that have awakened She-Hulk, put a lot of science signature stones in, and also players as well that have obviously benefited from all the rewards for getting the champion down in a much easier state when She-Hulk was working like she previously did. So, you know, there's never really going to be a scenario compensation wise I think is going to appease everyone, but this is a step in the right direction, so I can give them credit, I can appreciate them for that, and I want to say I appreciate the effort. So I just wanted to throw that out there. However, it doesn't really change the fact that this whole scenario was brought upon by very poor communication. If Kabam sees something in the game that they believe is unintended and they're not happy with, they need to immediately notify the players, telling people 3 months later via a little bit of a patch note and then providing no compensation initially, and then all the follow-up responses from that are really what made this fiasco so huge. You just made a fire and then you added a lot of fuel to it, and this was a scenario which could have been heavily mitigated, if not avoided, if they had just immediately, once those champion gameplay videos started popping up, said, you know, we're not happy with this, we're going to fix it as soon as possible. That would have greatly reduced a lot of the problems created by this. In a game like this, the developers and the community managers should be on the pulse of the community, and when something comes out that's unintended, it should be acknowledged and fixed as quickly as you possibly can, because the longer you wait, the more that information cascades out via YouTube, via Reddit, via line groups, via the forums, and information travels very, very quickly. And the longer you wait, the more people are going to be using those tactics, ranking up those champions. So Kabam just needs to do a much better job at nipping stuff in the bud as quickly as they possibly can, because this is a scenario where they've left it like 3 months. A massive amount of She-Hulk hype has built up, a lot of people have invested in the champion, then you've removed one of the core abilities, tried to sweep it under the rug, and that's where all of this outrage has come from, which I'm sure that most people are very aware of now. But yeah, this has been an interesting fiasco. I honestly think it could have been really avoided if Kabam had just had a bit more open and honest communication from day one, because in a game like this as well, man, there's so many cheese tactics, there's so many overpowered champions. Like, how are the players meant to know what's intended and what's not intended? You need more of a pulse on the community in game, because we can't just get punished for decisions that are just being made sporadically, very late. You're just deciding at later points in time that, hey, we don't like this interaction, we don't like this one. You need to have a clear design philosophy, rules on what should be allowed, shouldn't be allowed, because we as the players, we just don't know. We just don't know a lot of the time, and it's just not established, it's not defined as well, and a champion's like abilities in-game or on the Spotlight forums like do not even come close to covering the extent of what a champion is capable of and all their interactions in the game. So just, you know, be a bit more on the ball. That's all I'm saying, man. And Kabam have made these promises that they will make even greater efforts to improve our processes around timing of external communication about bugs and issues in game. But we've heard it all before, man. We've heard it all before. So instead of just saying this, man, hopefully in the months to come, we're actually going to see some of this implemented when new interactions come up. Hopefully Kabam can get on top of it and say, oh, you know, we're not really happy with this, or yeah, that's absolutely fine. You know, we're happy. We've got no problem with that, because it would just be it'd be nice to have a little bit more open, transparent, and honest discussion. That'd be great. But if anything, man, this whole scenario is going to make the banter at New York Comic Con next month a lot more enjoyable. So I can't wait. I'm really, really excited, man. We got like 5 weeks to go till New York Comic Con. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It should be a really, really good time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on the She-Hulk Heavy Attack Fiasco in the comment section below. Aside from that, if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.